Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Men's Basketball Report. I'm your host, Spiro Maricas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Scarry. And Coach, a rough week since we last met, 1-2. The Tigers start off with a victory at home against Hampton, but then you go on the road to maybe the toughest place in the league to win besides Trask Coliseum at UNCW and the DAC at Drexel. Tough ball game. You lose in overtime. And I guess the surprising thing was that the Dragons, for the second time this year, out-rebounded the Tigers.
Yeah, we did not. I mean, good game on Saturday. Heartbreak City at the end. We didn't do obviously they're big, and we didn't, especially the defensive glass. We didn't do a good job of the defensive glass, and we didn't shoot the ball great. We certainly had a chance to win it at the end of regulation, and then obviously we were up 4 with it was a minute 56 to go in overtime, and yeah, I mean, I think, like I said, I think our guys are playing hard. I know they're playing hard, and we obviously want to win. We just, it's always hard to lose a game in overtime. A good crowd, good environment up there, and we just came up a little short.
Then Monday night, you go to Williamsburg, take on William and Mary, who were missing their second leading scorer and their leading rebounder. And they jumped out to a 20-8 lead, and you're like, what's going on here? But the next thing you know, by halftime, you're up by 7. So you had to feel good at halftime after the way the game started.
I thought our defense was really good after we the first immediate timeout. We gave them 80% shooting, which is obviously not good. And by halftime, we had them down like 37. So I thought we were guarding the way we're capable, the way we need to. But obviously, we didn't have a good start to the second half, and it was a war. You're on the road, but there are no gimmies, and we didn't. We didn't shoot the 3 well, which obviously we have shot it pretty well most of the year, but we just didn't get enough stops. We missed a big layup late, and a couple defensive breakdowns, and then tough foul call late. It's really hard to lose any game. It's tough to lose them in that type of fashion. I feel for our guys because they're working hard, and you want them to stay the course because we believe in the group. But yeah, not the ideal weekend.
Nick Timberlake goes for over 32 games in a row. And then he's had a rough couple of days at Philadelphia against Drexel and then against William and Mary. You've talked all year that you haven't had a game where your big three have all had really good games in the same night. You had it against William and Mary with Charles and Cam, both had double-doubles, but then Nick kind of falls off. Then Nick will score 30, and Charles will have an off night. You got to get that recipe where all 3 of them can blend together.
I asked the staff, do you think they're tormenting me, No, we haven't. I mean, and they're all really good players, and they're aware of it. We actually talked about it in a film session today. I said it would be really kind of nice if we all got going right now. And they will. I believe that. I do. I believe that with every fiber in my body. They're 2 good of players, and they all get along really well, and sometimes in basketball you don't make shots. I think the thing that you want to make sure you're reminding your guys about, even if they do have experience, is when you're being competitive, if it's not going your way with the ball going in, or a coach makes a bad play call, or the referee makes a questionable call, is what else can you do? Don't cave defensively, right? Don't forget a coverage or something we've drilled in scouting report. Can you get to the glass? Can you come up with a big play? Can you get to the foul line? So I think we've probably battled that a little bit more than maybe we'd hoped for. And we just, you're not talking about, like, when you look at last week, obviously it certainly was not what we had hoped for. But it's disingenuous to think the guys aren't playing hard, or they're not competing, or they're not connected, or anything like that. You just had a couple of heartbreak city losses. Let's hope those are all out of the way, and we get a little bit coming our way.
You've got 5 losses in the conference, and 4 of them were games that went right down to the very end. So you could easily have one loss in the conference this year.
Yeah, I told that guy today, and I believe this. I believe we'll play our best basketball, these last 3 weeks. I do.
All right. Well, starting this week, you got your last 2 home games of the year, as you'll take on Delaware on Thursday night, North Carolina A&T Saturday afternoon at CQ. That'll be a big day, Autism Awareness Day and Senior Day. So we'll be saying goodbye to some guys that have really contributed to this program. But Delaware is going to come in here. They're going to be confident. They came off a win against Stony Brook. They got Davis back, who had been injured. Jameer Nelson hurt you guys in the first outing. That's really the only conference game that did not come down to the wire for you this year in a loss. You guys are looking for revenge there.
Well, yeah, and Nelson missed the first game. Davis hurt us.
Okay.
But both of those guys those are 2 of the top handful of talents in our league. Incredibly difficult guys to guard. Great one-on-one talents. They're well coached. They don't turn the ball over. They control tempo. They'll do a lot of switching defensively. We played really poorly up there in the first half, and then fought back, and obviously didn't have Cam, and didn't play well enough late when we had the thing down to 4. So, we got to play well Thursday. Our guys know we have to play well. Our guys are excited for the challenge on Thursday, and they better be excited, right? We've got to get a win, and we've got to do it against a good team. And it's this time of year. Look, any win is like gold. You're also hoping that you're seeing some more consistency in certain areas as you get ready for a tournament in a couple weeks.
And then North Carolina A&T comes in on Saturday, and they can be a dangerous team because they've got scorers.
They talented, especially the kid Woods. I mean, he looks like he gets a bucket the second he walks out of bed. Long, athletic, can score the ball, run good offense. They've had some really good wins. Heck, they won at Hofstra. No one else has been able to do that. So, yeah. Well, like I said, good week for us as far as challenges. Our guys will be ready to go.
How about Senior Day? How about these guys that are leaving?
Yeah, that hurts. That's always an emotional day. Because like as a coach, you're close to these guys. I love these guys, so you know how much it means to them, and they'll have family there. You're also worried. Make sure you got to play the right way. You got to execute the right way. You can't get out of sorts, and it's not just about you. It's about the team, and we got to get a win. But yeah, no, it's going to be a hard day to get through. But I also it's their last game here,
right?
But it's not going to be their last game. But I do hope everyone comes out. I've heard we're going to have great crowds this week, so that's awesome. And I hope guys appreciate. These are a lot of these guys of we've got 7 of them coming through, and a lot of them had a lot to do with the success this year and last year, and they've all been really good guys too. And you've been around.
They've represented the university very,
yeah,
very
great
well.
Group to travel with, even after a tough loss, or even if you get on them as a coach. They're really good guys.
Well, we sad to see him go.
Yes, of course I'm sad to see him go. Yeah, I mean, they're the best part of the job. You're paid to win games. The best part of the job is the opportunities you're afforded to build relationships with guys for hopefully a long time.
So come on out to CQ Thursday night, 7 o'clock against Delaware. Saturday afternoon, 4 o'clock against North Carolina A&T. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Pat, you're smiling. What do you?
Well, it's better to smile than to frown, right? If I was frowning, you'd say, turn that frown upside down.
For the head coach of the Tigers, Pat Scarry, I'm Spiro Marikas. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back next week.